Great communities have great schools. When you look around the country at places where people want to live, work, and raise their children, where they want to go to college or retire, places where there is shared prosperity and opportunity, those places have great schools. GEA galvanizes the community in support of Guilford County schools, so all of our children are building bright futures. With a nearly $1 billion annual budget and 10,000 employees, Guilford County Schools isn't just our county's largest employer, it's a driving cultural and economic force in our community. And despite funding constraints and persistent rise of low-income households in our county, GCS has a record high 91.5% graduation rate. Over the last 10 years, GCS has cut the gap between graduation rates of white and black students by 40%. Together, we are moving the needle in ways that will have impacts on the lives of our students and our community for years to come. When students do well, we all benefit. That's why we say education is everyone's business. GEA is an alliance of business, faith, and philanthropic leaders, parents, grandparents, public officials, and community advocates, all coming together with educators and school leaders to ensure that our community's kids are building bright futures. Our work is based on a set of values or guiding tenets grounded in a commitment to community, equity, advocacy, and education leadership. We come together to engage people like you in programs and events that help build a broader understanding of the complex issues and dynamics shaping public education. We gather at the Annual Education Summit to celebrate student success and highlight strategies to change outcomes for kids left behind. Principal for a Day allows you to experience firsthand one of the toughest and most rewarding jobs in our community. The Bright Futures podcast, our Lift Every Voice series, and Salon Dinner series invite you and a diverse array of changemakers into the conversation about how we can build bright futures. GEA's High Point Schools partnership also facilitates support for GCS schools in High Point. GEA also provides private sector funding for critical GCS projects that would otherwise not be funded by state and local money. Through GEA's leadership, startup funding for the STEM college and middle school programs became a reality. We provide cash awards and recognition of the district's top-performing principals, teachers, and schools. We underwrote the cost of a data dashboard system that is a vital tool for school leaders, principals, and teachers to target supports for students. We led the community response to the tornado that destroyed 3 schools in the spring of 2018, raising over $350,000 to offset GCS's out-of-pocket disaster response expenses. When the pandemic hit, we raised over $1 million to bridge the technology gap when schools shifted to virtual learning. We help facilitate school-based projects like the Guilford Chess Program, funded by philanthropist Tom Sloan, that is bringing weekly chess instruction to classrooms in 15 elementary schools during the school day. Today, we're working with the district and Cone Health to expand school-based telehealth services to 51 elementary schools. Throughout the community, we may be best known for our teacher supply warehouse, which provides much-needed supplies to GCS teachers at no cost. We've been able to luckily provide $3.5 million in supplies over the last 5 years. We also know that generosity from the private sectors must be matched with advocacy for strong public investment in our schools. We work with the Greensboro and High Point Chambers to secure $6 million in county funds to bring 5 high school signature career academies online just before the pandemic. And we have worked hard to galvanize the community in support of the 2 bond packages, totaling $2 billion in historic investment in our school facilities. 2,314 days. With perfect attendance, that's how many days a child is actually in school from kindergarten through graduation. Just 2,314 days. Over those days, we ask our educators to welcome children who are just learning to read and write their names and prepare them to go to work, to college, or to defend our nation. It is an awesome task. They cannot do this work alone. But when the needs of our students are paired with the resources in our community, we can build bright futures.